to the land of dawn for game number 2 for EVOS Glory and Fnatic Onyx.
Welcome to Mobile
They just
Legends.
say that Edith Flex was just beautiful, right? Because it was Flex, it technically gave the opportunity to go for a great pick for either the roam, either double down like the Cho. We saw the Cho in the XP yesterday. By Luke, also up against the Nolan. You want to try to lock him down, like Aldo said. But Emblems, let's get a quick glance.
With all the lethal ignitions for the side of Fnatic Onyx, they have a lot of burst damage, and that extra bit sometimes will be enough to seal the deal. Keyboy though with
For the Purify against Fluffy's power pick. Oh, that's a lot of damage already placed from Kyrie in the early game. Wait a minute.
Fracture Annabelle! First blood! Waiting for the energy to be used up and then punishing.
Better out of that exchange, but the question is, what about the setup? Fluffy at level 4 already can utilize this penalty zone to get a little bit of a grasp on this neutral objective, but we'll see.
Not able to find a death as well. Come on, one. That's a penalty zone. Sans flickers into it, but Annabelle gets slain by Sans. Who's still able to dish out some damage. Keyboy is the one who picks up the turtle. Clockwood stole the primal wrath away, but look at Fluffy who's isolated. Keyboy flickers forward. Earth Shatter to take him down, immobilize as well. Onto Dreams, and Keyboy wants to continue this chase but gets shooed away.
Hey, what happened there?
I think it's just unfortunate for EVOS. In theory, right, the Teresa should be a direct counter to the Parsa, but now Keyboy getting jumped on.
The Fracture as well used up. Keyboy still trying to walk away, and Clockwood finds one last basic attack to finally take Keyboy down.
As I was saying though, there's burst damage available for sure, and usually when the Teresa gets onto you, there's not much you can do, but now Teresa...
Nom into the cables, a penalty zone defensively used up, but then Lippy stomps on his head as he's unconscious.
Arashi, I'm sorry, my guy. I keep throwing it over to you, but every time you begin, you get interrupted, so please continue.
No, we will only accept the sorry from Fnatic Onyx.
That's true.
Hey, they don't owe me an apology, man. Every single time I start a chain of thought, it can never finish. But then again, this is the grand finals, and both these teams, again, when they do see an opportunity, they always want to play for this high-tempo style. I think EVOS have their eyes on Sans, though. Will Keyboy sniff this out? All right. Perhaps to Lutpi, for him to be then the main front line, they can just go for these detailed welcomes, and if he lands on Annabelle, it's a done deal like we saw in the previous fight.
Out of the Imo Bennett Fracture as well. Keyboy not able to pop in the primal wrap, but Kyrie has rejoined the team fight. And Fluffy gets one kill. Annabelle still on the turtle, able to secure it. Backs away instantly. Meanwhile, Fluffy still trying to zone Sans. Annabelle looking for an angle. Jetson is welcome, going to be used up only towards the back. But Lippy, what happened to his HP bar? The Dino getting melted. Kyrie looking for a trade back, goes on to Annabelle. Woo, but is forced back.
That's Lupi taken down, and the fact is, that's a trade back in.
Ooh.
Oh.
Fluffy continues this. Kyrie's got to be careful, spaces out very, very well. And in the bottom lane, it seems Dreams has been shoot away. Feather airstrike flicker, Sans! But Dreams gets out too with his own flicker. Look at Keyboy walking around, canceling that recall. Now trying to sandwich them, conceal. They cancel their recalls, but it was all just a bait. Keyboy has delayed them, and he might just delay it again. Primal Wrath thrown away. Keyboy still trying to find this angle. Fluffy in the back goes into the penalty zone, locks Keyboy down with an Earth Shatter, used up the Primal Wrath and a flicker out. Fnatic Onyx have outplayed EVO's Glory in this bottom lane. That's another miss on the pull. Fluffy back, one more shot to do it, and Keyboy is still melting Clockwood 4 members who are now forced to run away. And now, the airstrike cancels it. Kai assassinates Brand. CW with a Lycan pounce take Clockwood. Fnatic Onyx, it's all on them.
The defending champions in minute number 6, they bare their teeth and they show the White Tigers what claws are really made of. A 3-4-0 trade. Meanwhile, Annabelle gonna be able to get a trade in for that tower in the top side. But despite everything, it's nowhere near as dominant as what Fnatic Onyx are showing to us as we take a look at the items.
Also, that CW going with the Windtalker, gonna go for more basic attacks for later on, but Brands, he recognizes the need for extra physical defense already with the Steel Liquid, but it doesn't matter if the fights kind of play out like this. Now with Onyx controlling, Dreams goes for Keyboy.
Only Earth Shatter connects onto 2. Fluffy goes in for the penalty zone. That's a retreat from Annabelle. A retreat and a run. Dream's gonna be melted down. Fluffy's next on the chopping block as Fnatic Onyx pop that, conceal it, go and chase. CW has a Lycan form. Kyrie goes in for the cutthroat, and it's Sans who executes them. Fluffy and Dreams traded for the turtle. Fnatic Onyx want to get more. The purple buff is what they set their sights on. Oh! Predicts the dash of Annabelle, and CW goes in for the Lycan pounce. My goodness!
Dominance, brilliance, intelligence, whatever the source given. Not really sure which one you would like to use here, but what? Dreams? Okay, they don't find the kill. But that was a 3-4-0 trade again for Fnatic Onyx. And it's just such.
What's Keyboy doing? And that few seconds of hesitation can be deadly in a game of this magnitude.
The mind games. The mind games and now the damage that Sans has built for himself. That burst damage that comes out before they even go in for these team fights. They have been detrimental, and now he's holding 3 items, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, too. Now they're looking for the purple buff again. Feather airstrike onto the back of Flicker as well. Clock could leave like this. You know, he's forced to pop the Primal Wrath just to survive.
Great play by Clocken, but in the end, that's still a defensive play. Despite all the aggressive tools EVOS has, Fnatic Onyx are making sure that everything needs to be popped defensively. Fluffy with the Athenas, though, will be able to walk up earlier. In the previous game, he ignored the magical defense, not really caring about Sans' damage. Now it's a different story with Keyboy on the Edith. The Primal Wrath basic attacks will be something he said, like earlier, there's going to be more damage output coming in from EVOS, but with Keyboy on the Edith, it might just even out. If he goes for the Winter, I don't think there's any chance for EVOS to really stand there and tank damage waiting for it to actually expire. Looking at the rest of the items though, Kyrie with the BOD, with the Malefic Roar, he even went with the Dread on armor just in case, right? For the potential 1v1 scenario. But with that kind of mobility, with how he's been playing it, if he doesn't feel like he can win the 1v1, he just walks away. No problem at all.
As a mid laner, anyone with their right mind would go for Purify against Fluffy's Terizla, right? But not Sans. And the fact that he didn't go for Purify, the fact that he went for Flicker instead, that early winter, most of the time he's using this Flicker as well to gain an advantage, to gain and close that gap when he pops in that Feather Airstrike. And if he goes in for something like the Purify, honestly, it takes away from his edge. It takes away from his aggression, so it really does make sense. But now, ladies and gentlemen, most of these turrets have fallen. Kyrie already trying to go for the bait.
Oh, gets baited in by Brans though, and will have to be punished. A very rare mistake, but it happened.
That was looking so good for just a bit. But Brans there, even before the Wind of Nature, was able to actually get that kill. That was unfortunate for Fnatic Onyx, but for the most part, they still have the control. And now they gotta be a bit more careful. This is where EVOS is at their comfort zone, this late game discipline style, with Brans having a lot of damage, a lot of save.
And I'm offended into the dash as well. Penalty zone into the backline, but it doesn't find Sans. Keyboy does the same thing in the back, but it's gonna be a Purify from Brans. Primal Wrath to escape. Look, he loses his life. CW with the Lycan Pounce, able to get 2 immortalities, but now it's Clocker with the Primal Wrath. Sans, when they're trunking into the Fracture, doesn't have the Flicker, he's gonna be slayed by Clocker and Keyboy with the immortality. Kyrie, no purple, but Lycan Pounce! By Calvin Winata! And somehow, someway,
Snowball, right? Would you consider Fnatic on the Snowball? How far is the items looking for CW?
CW at this point is at a full inventory slot if you consider the boot as well. Here's the Rose Gold even, so he can just go in aggressively, especially with the Roger, right? A lot tankier right now. Keyboy being the gatekeeper here, is waiting for a chance, waiting for an opportunity. And this is the problem, especially for EVOS. They can't really go and shut and deny and burst someone down immediately. Their card control tools don't last that long. And at this point, Keyboy and Lutpi are just a bit too tanky.
Look at that. Look at seal play by EVO's Glory. But Fnatic Onyx know how to play this macro. They play it slow.
It looks like Kyrie gonna utilize his high mobility on Fanny to be able to create a push in the top lane. Trying to force, oh, wait a minute.
Keyboy on Earth Shatter. Not gonna fully commit on that. Fluffy might just be assassinated, losing the HP bar down to a 4. Death as well can be committed. He's still picking and choosing who he wants to go for. He doesn't decide to go for it, and the Feather Airstrike gets used up to shoo EVO's Glory away from this mid lane.
That's a big resource spent out. Fnatic Onyx, they definitely want to go for a reset here. without the feather airstrike as well as Lutby's ultimate. And you can see that with, what is he thinking here?
It seems to be a possibility, but now he'll be backing away, going back to the Lord with the wave pushing on the top side. This is their chance. This is their moment. Once again, the patience games continue. Whereas for Fnatic, Onyx, and EVOS, they've both shown that they don't really panic and make a crazy move unnecessarily in these situations.
Walker, no purifying. Keyboy goes in for the onward and the Earth Shadow, but look at Braz's damage. Was able to melt one down. Keyboy forced to use the Primal Rat, loses immortality. Lutby has immortality as well. Keyboy able to flicker around and pops the conceal to disengage, but they leave Lutby all alone, isolated, and EVO's Glory capitalized. Now on the Lord they go. Enhanced. 17 minutes in. Fnatic Onyx don't want no business. Not against this EVO's Glory lineup in the 18th minute.
That's a man advantage, and that's a neutral objective completely given to EVOS on a silver platter. Kyrie. Okay. He gets out there.
Okay, dude, we get it.
We get it. You're good on assassins, man.
I mean, we don't talk about what happened in the top lane.
What happened in the top lane?
Nothing
happened. Well, for EVOS right now, though, they are certainly trying to make something happen. Look at the bottom side. Kyrie is going for a push. CW adjusting his build to try and get a bit more DPS, a bit more clear. Against a full item carry, they seem to be struggling. But by the way, I believe Kyrie once again cut short of the Lord in that fight, though. That's a massive, valuable chunk of damage for Fnatic Onyx. With the Lord coming in, they do have tools to clear, but they have to be careful, especially Sans, for a play from EVOS to try and shut him down.
Yeah.
And no purple buff now.
But remember, Sans just picks up the Holy Crystal, so that damage is flowing.
Now with the Lord up top. Oh! It's a good eye offended, pulling Lutby back, but he has the flicker to escape. Keyboy now holding it down. Kyrie goes up the cutthroat, does some damage. CW forced back, and Rose Gold Meter gets popped in as Kyrie goes over the blaze once again onto Brands. Who's still able to survive. Now Sans doing some damage back. Oh, what happened to Clockhook? He got the smallest. Kai in the back with the cables once again. CW goes with the re-engage. He wants to go for the triple kill, and he gets it! Calvin Winata again and again and again.
Constantly winning. Winata, CW, what in the world? Time and time again, he is breaking boundaries. He is breaking limits, and he is breaking bones of EVO's Glory. 4 members are down. Annabelle, the only one up. There aren't necessarily minions for them to play with. But what's a play from Fnatic Onyx? Like, CW, that's tough enough, but with Kyrie's damage with him as well? Are they gonna go for the end?
I don't know. Dashing out. Oh, Keyboy! What was that? An onward out angle